Good morning, friends. So it is a Tuesday and I have appointments today. I am heading to the pulmonologist for a 6-month checkup. Been a little while since I checked in on my lungs and my sarcoidosis progress. So that's on the agenda this morning. I just am drinking my coffee and kind of finishing up the morning before I head to that appointment. And then I'm gonna come home, do some filming and whatnot for the channel, and then switch gears and head back out to a second appointment for the day. I have my braces tightening, so it promises to be a good, productive day. You know, health progress is important, so I'm gonna take you guys along with me for those appointments. We will also have a grocery delivery happening today, so I'll share with you what I picked up. I'm gonna make some turkey chili later, so come along with me while I tackle my day. There's two types of people in the world. The types of people that show up late and the types of people that show up early. And I am definitely one of those early people. And today I'm even earlier because there's road closures and stuff that I was worried I was gonna have to navigate. So I left earlier than I needed to, and now I'm sitting outside my pulmonologist's office half an hour early. So I forgot my water. And of course, as soon as I realized that, immediately I'm like parched. And tell me how we made it through the 90s never carrying water with us. I don't know. But I'm gonna find something to do to kill some time, because I don't mind walking into my office early, but 30 minutes early is a little much. All right, friends, one appointment down, one more to go today. The pulmonologist appointment went great. It was super easy, just a follow-up, prescription refills, that sort of thing. She said my lungs sounded good, so, you know, that's good news. $60 copay, just flying out of my wallet, but it's always good to get good news, and I don't go back for 6 more months. So I do have my orthodontist appointment, but that's still a couple hours away, so I went ahead and came home. On the way home, I stopped and picked up my contact lenses. I just had an eye exam at like an America's Best a couple of weeks back. Needed to get my contacts refilled. While I was in there, I tried on a little sample pair of the Pair eyewear. You guys have seen these, right? They're the ones that have the toppers you can put on so you can change the look of your glasses. I'm leaning towards trying them. I've heard some good things and some bad things about them. My prescription is high, so I can't order them directly through America's Best. I guess they have a different manufacturer than Pair's like actual website uses, and Pair does prescriptions that are higher, and I have terrible vision, so I do have to order online. But I tried on a pair today. They looked cute, so I think I'm gonna try it. If you guys have any experience with Pair eyewear, leave me a comment down below. Let me know, are they good quality, worth it? Because they are pricey, but it would be fun to have the toppers, right? So we'll see about that. But I got my contacts, so that's good. I also stopped and got my mail. So over the weekend, I spent almost 2 hours sorting through a huge stack of mail I'd accumulated, going through, sorting things, shredding things, and it was a nightmare. And I promised myself I wasn't gonna do that anymore. I always just get the mail, pull out anything that's important and needs to be addressed right away, and then stack the rest of it for later. And then, you know, later is like 2 months from then, and it's always a giant mess. So I promised myself I was gonna go get my mail, sort through it, shred anything that needed to be shredded at least once a week. So today was that day. I picked up my mail. The sheer number of like college mailings that we are getting. Austin is a senior in high school. He has started the college application process. He's applied a few places, but we are getting so much mail from all of these colleges. So like 3/4 of this mail pile is for him to sort through. And then there's just the typical junk. There's some bills and stuff that come in, and then most of that I do online now. But the other thing that came in though were Austin's school photos. So I'm excited to open these guys up and see how they turned out. Austin's school pictures turned out so cute. Look at him, you guys. Can you believe he is a senior? For those of you that have been around since the start of my channel, you saw him go through like all of his awkward like middle school years and everything, and look at how handsome he turned out. 18, can you guys believe it? He'll be 18 in January. All right, I have to get to work. I'm gonna tidy up my kitchen a little bit, and then I gotta find something to eat for lunch, but my groceries aren't gonna be delivered until I think 3:30 today-ish, and we've got like next to nothing. So I'm gonna try to find something relatively healthy and low in calories. Let's see what I can dig up. All right, well, I threw together a little wrap. We have no produce in the house to speak of, and no bread. So just ham, cheese, and a tortilla. I'm gonna roll this up, and that's gonna be my lunch with a quarter of a bag of potato chips I have left from Austin's soccer game last night. All right, you guys, so October starts tomorrow at the time that I am filming this, and with a new month comes a fresh start. So I'm excited to kind of set up everything I need to set up to get myself situated for October. The first thing is going to be to work on my October budget, my first paycheck budget of October. You guys already should have seen a video on this setup if I got my act together and got it up for you. So if it's up, I will link it in a little card above. My camera's a little crooked, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so that I'm gonna work on momentarily, but for y'all, you've already seen that, it's in the past. The other things that I wanna work on, I want to update my planner. My journey with this planner has been very, very hit and miss. This is the Erin Condren Life Planner in the dashboard layout. When I got it, I thought this was going to be the answer to all of my problems. And I've done a good job of using it here and there, and when I use it, it works great, but I'm not super consistent with it. So at this point, we're moving into October, and how often did I plan in September? Let's just be real with you guys. We've got a blank page, we've got a blank page. Yeah, I haven't touched this at all in the month of September, and September was bananas busy for me. So that kind of tells you, I've just been flying by the seat of my pants using my phone to keep track of my calendar, and I've actually been using ChatGPT a lot to keep track of like daily to-do lists and that sort of thing. It's kind of fun because I can use it sort of as an accountability buddy. I can kind of check in as I check things off and get positive feedback, which my brain really likes. So I've been doing that, but I definitely want to get in here and fill out my October calendar here with everything I need to have in my brain. And then I also want to go ahead and set up just the first week of October here. There's a little section for day-to-day planning. I don't know how well you can see that. I've got the brightness turned way up because it's kind of dark today. And then over on this side, there's a section for priorities, a little habit tracker section, which I find really handy for my daily habits. A little to-do section, and then notes here. Again, it's probably kind of washed out. Let me see if I can fix the brightness at all. I don't know if that did anything at all. Now it's dark. So yeah, did something. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. The other thing I want to work on, I have been doing in this little journal here. How cute is that, by the way? I got it on Amazon. I've been doing sort of a monthly recap. I want to get more into journaling, but I'm just not a daily journal kind of girl, you know what I mean? So what I've been doing instead is just kind of recapping the month before, all of the highs and lows essentially. And then I've been using my little Sprocket printer that I got and doing little photos, collages and stuff, and putting them in there amongst the little journal entry. And I've really been enjoying it, but I'm behind. So we are about to go into October, and the last entry I did was July. So I still need to do August, and I can go ahead and get started with September. So I'm gonna take some time to kind of go through my camera roll, print out the pictures that I want to print to put into my journal entry, and then maybe I will work on the journal entry if I have time. It's noon now and I have an appointment. Oh geez, I have less time than I thought. My appointment's at 1:15, I think. So I need to work on this for like 45 minutes and then switch gears and get my teeth all brushed and ready to go and head out. So I probably won't be able to write the journal entry, but I can at least go through and print all the pictures and get those ready, work in my planner. And then the other thing in this journal, can you guys tell I like journals? I like writing things down. I like pens. This was my goal planner, and I was sharing my monthly goals with you all every single month here. And then, like with everything, it seems, I fell off. So May 2025 was the last time that I did anything in this journal. And while I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't keep going, doesn't mean I can't pick it back up. So we might just go ahead and turn the page so we get a fresh start and start with October and just write out my goals for the month. I have been on a little bit of a journey lately, again with the help of ChatGPT. This isn't an ad, by the way. I just am really loving it. Of, you know, getting some good solid routines and some habits. I've been on this little bit of a journey to kind of be the best version of myself. I call it my becoming her journey, which is a little cheesy, but it works. And so there's definitely some of that type of stuff that I can put down here and really just focus on the habits and routines. I'd be happy to talk to you guys about that. If you're interested in an upcoming video, I can be more in depth about what I've been doing, why I've been doing it, how I've been feeling, all of that. It's a whole little glow up process, if you will. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But if I continue to yap here, I'm not gonna have time to do any of this. So I'm gonna go and put my foot down. No, I'm gonna put my head down, work a little bit before I have to switch gears and head to the orthodontist. So
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you.
Alright, you guys, well, it is just about time for me to switch gears now and start getting myself ready to go to the orthodontist. But I thought I would show you what I managed to accomplish. That time went by in a blink of an eye, but I got all of my photos printed for my August recap, plus some for September, so that is good. I just finished printing off the last one, so that's done and ready for me to write my journal entry and get those all stuck down. Great thing about this sprocket is these are all sticky papers, so I like to create little collages for some of them, and then I can just cut them apart and do little photos. Some for bigger events I like to make bigger, and they'll just be interspersed throughout my little journal entry, so I can work on that tonight. I got my goals set, and when I say goals here, what I really mean is these are action steps I hope to take throughout the month of October to ultimately help me work towards my annual goals, which I set all the way back at the beginning of the year. I do have a video on that, and I'll link it in the cards above if you want to go and check out what my goals are. I actually need to revisit that video myself for a little bit of a refresher, but these are all the things I hope to work on and or get done in the month of October. So I really want to clean out my closet. I still have a couple of boxes in there that I never unpacked when we moved in. We've been here for multiple months now, so it's time. I also need to just kind of reorganize things a little bit better. Right now my husband's tools are all in there, and they need to be moved out to the shed. So he actually needs to clean out the shed in order for that to happen. But either way, I got to get those out of my closet, make room, because this next item on the list here is fall clothing. I have a whole bunch of clothes in storage still that I need to pull out and bring in because it's all my fall and winter stuff. You know what? Let me put you guys on the tripod so you're not just looking down at this while I chat. Hiya. Okay, so yeah, fall clothing. I gotta get that out of storage. I've got to get it organized. I want to go through it all, try everything on, see what fits, see what doesn't. I have lost a little bit of weight, so things might be fitting a little bit different, and I am still aiming to continue to lose weight, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. But yeah, the fall clothing has to happen because I keep buying things in preparation for fall and winter because it's all in storage, and that's just silly. I should see what I have before I keep shopping. I want to read 4 books. I've been in a major reading slump, so I definitely want to get back into reading more regularly. I made a little note here that I want to work on specifically the book Modern Tarot, which I started to read and did not get very far into it, and apparently I'm using cash as a bookmark. That's not very budget friendly of me. So I want to finish that book, and there's a couple other books on my radar that I want to work on throughout the month of October, and I wrote here that audiobooks are a-okay. I am really into audiobooks lately, listening to them while I drive back and forth to work, especially like self-help or like motivational books, that sort of thing. So that style of book totally counts in terms of my overall book count for October. I want to get in bed by 10 because in October I aim to move my whole day back a little bit and get up earlier. I have slowly found myself sleeping in later and later and later and later because my husband and I own the business I work for and I can make my own schedule. Sometimes I get a little bit lazy and I don't want to do that. I'm a morning person, 100%. I have the most energy first thing in the morning, and I'm more exhausted towards the end of the day and at night, so it just makes sense for me to go to bed earlier and therefore wake up earlier. So I'm going to try to get up at 6 a.m. in October. We shall see, but if I'm going to do that, I need to be in bed by 10. And I don't necessarily have to be asleep by 10. I can get in bed and read, but that's the goal. Also put on here to focus on AM and PM skincare. I've been doing a really good job with that as part of my whole becoming her thing I talked about earlier. Just want to continue. And my Omnilux 3 times weekly I put on here as well. That's my little red light therapy mask that I've been using. I want to continue to make that a habit. It's easy for good habits to fall by the wayside and for you to fall back into bad habits. So mostly I'm just like reaffirming the habits I've already built. I'm going to keep on keeping on with those. Something else I put in here was supplements. I purchased a few different supplements for myself that I thought would help. Magnesium, which one? Which version? I don't remember. I'll put it up here on the screen. Vitamin D and fish oil. Also a multivitamin. I'm not great about taking them. I'm really good at taking my daily medications, my blood pressure meds, my lung stuff for my sarcoidosis. Those are things that I have to take, so I'm good about them. My supplements are more like want to be better about, so I don't always prioritize them, and that's dumb. So I have them. I should at least take the ones I purchased, and then I can decide moving forward if I want to continue with them, if I feel really great on them, or if they were, you know, just something worth trying, but now I'm gonna move on from them. Also, the other thing that I purchased that has been sitting here waiting for me to try are these frownies. These are facial patches that you can use to help, supposedly help with wrinkles and fine lines and things instead of Botox. If you guys look at me right here, my skin's pretty good, right? I'm 40, I feel like my skin looks pretty good, but the one thing that kind of bothers me, well, 2 things really. One is my little sunspots here, and I've been using the red light therapy mask, and I've been using tranexamic acid, I think is what it's called, to try to help with that. Also vitamin C serum, that sort of thing. The other thing on my face that bothers me is my lines on my forehead. They're pretty deep, I think. And supposedly these help with that. You wear them overnight and they help train your muscles so that they can relax and then you don't have super expressive lines. The 11s aren't really a big deal to me. They don't bother me as much. I definitely have a little line here. And you guys, I'm all for like aging. You know, I think aging is fantastic. I'm never going to be the type of person to go get Botox or a facelift or anything like that. I mean, never say never, but most likely not. But I personally want to age gracefully. So I want to try these. I bought them. I should be using them. It's just another step in my routine and I haven't gotten around to it. So that's something I want to prioritize in October. And the last thing on my list is seasonal switches. So by that I mean I want to pull out my fall candles. I want to switch to my fall bedding. Also the fall clothing I talked about. And I have a whole scent profile that I'm planning to switch to for October. Right now I'm using a very like florally scent for my body wash and my perfume and, you know, my scent layering. In October I want to switch over to my more fall and wintry scents. So yeah, that is that. The other thing I accomplished, and I'm so sorry for yapping, are you guys tired of hearing my voice yet? Was I did do a little bit of planning for October. Did not do my monthly calendar yet. I just ran out of time, and in fact I really need to wrap this up because I'm going to be late if I don't. But I did manage to get my weekly spread done. So everything I've got going on this week, it is a lot. We have preparations for the homecoming parade for Austin, the homecoming parade itself, the homecoming dance is this weekend. I've got a coffee date with my cousin this week, a few soccer games. I had all my appointments today. I did go ahead and write those down even though some of them already happened because I like to get credit, so I'll check them off. And then I've got a fun outing with my family on Sunday that I wrote in. Also went ahead and filled in my little habit trackers. The habits I am tracking this week are meds. That's my blood pressure and my lung stuff. Hydration. My Omnilux, obviously I won't check this off every day. It's like more of a 3 to 4 times a week thing. So I'll just check it off the days I do it. My steps, I have a good, better, best goal that I set up for myself for my step count. I always aim to get at least good, but if I get better or best, that's even better or best. And then I have my AM routine and my PM routine. That's going to be especially important if I'm going to get to bed early and wake up early. So for my to-do list, laundry stuff, pick up my contacts, which I did do, so I can check that off. My budget set up. I've got senior night prep because Austin's senior night for soccer is next week. I want to tidy up my guest room because my sister's coming to stay with us this weekend. I want to do some meal prepping, and I need to order glasses. I ordered one pair from Firmoo. I've been a Firmoo customer for ages. So I have that pair, but I always like to have 2 pairs, so I have one as a backup because your girl's blind. So I need to decide if I'm going to do that pair eyewear thing or if I'm going to order a second pair from Firmoo or what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to go brush my pearly whites here and then head off to my orthodontist. My grocery order finally arrived. It was kind of weird because I got a notification that someone was shopping for it. They went through, shopped for everything, substituted a few things. I approved the substitutions. Then about a half an hour later, I got a notification that someone was shopping for my order again. So I don't know what happened the first time. Maybe there was a glitch. Maybe someone just canceled at the last minute. I don't know. But somebody else shopped a second time, still managed to get most of my order. There were a couple of things unavailable, but not too bad. Thought I'd share it with you. So for my produce this week, I got some grapes. These are really nice for snacking on, and some mandarins. Just a couple of things to get us through. This actually is primarily just a haul for me. I was out of a lot of the things I need for my weight loss journey, and the boys hadn't kind of figured out what they wanted to eat yet, so I just ordered these few things for me. We'll probably have to place a second order at some point, but this will get us through for a little bit. So that, I also got some sugar-free applesauce. I'm going to make some turkey chili, so I got this 93% lean ground turkey, And I got a couple of cans of chili ready diced tomatoes and some mixed chili beans. I have some chili seasoning up in the cabinet already. Also grabbed some tomato juice for that chili. I like an old school, like grandma style chili recipe. It's the recipe my mom used to make, so there you go. Grabbed a protein shake. This is one of the Core Power from Fairlife. I actually ordered 2 of those. They only had 1. The first person that shopped substituted the one that was missing for something else. But then the second person that shopped just said it was unavailable. Didn't offer me a substitution. So we just got 1, which is fine. Back here, you guys know how we are with our drinks. I grabbed a couple of different varieties of zero sugar soda. Mostly I'm a Coke Zero kind of girl, especially if I can get it caffeine free. I'd like to keep my beverages caffeine free when I can. They didn't have any caffeine free Coke Zero. I didn't feel like having them ship it to me, so I got these instead. Got the zero sugar root beer, which is no caffeine, and the zero sugar Sprite, which now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think is caffeine free, but it'll be okay. A little bit of caffeine now and again won't hurt me. I just try to keep it low because I get palpitations and stuff. My husband likes the Pure Leaf unsweetened, so I got that for him. Austin isn't really a pop drinker or a soda drinker, so I got him some apple juice. Don't know what they're going to eat this week, but they're all set for drinks. The other thing I ordered that they had to ship separately was Robbie's Arnold Palmer's sweet tea and lemonade. Those aren't here yet. All right, for my bread this week, I grabbed a little 4-pack of English muffins for breakfast sandwiches. Some of these carb balanced tortillas, either for breakfast burritos or to make little chicken wraps with for lunches. Also grabbed some of the Dave's Killer bread. This Good Seed bread is really good. Hopefully I can manage it. Sometimes seeds and braces aren't really all that great. I didn't think of that when I was ordering, but hopefully I'll be able to manage those. Grabbed some eggs. Also ordered egg whites. The first guy substituted them for something else, but that order just poof disappeared. Second guy just said they were unavailable, sadly, so no egg whites. That's fine. I'll make do with just eggs. Also grabbed some frozen protein pancakes, some chicken broth for that chili recipe. Got these turkey breakfast sausage patties for the breakfast sandwiches. This is the chicken I'm going to use for my wraps this week. It's just like rotisserie chicken that's been pulled off the bone. Super easy. I'll do that with some lettuce. And I got the shredded kind because I'm lazy. Also some salsa for that I thought would be good. Or we could do burrito bowls with the same type of mix. You know, got some cottage cheese. Couple of cucumbers. I suppose that should have been with the produce. Some hard-boiled eggs for snacks. This pepper and onion blend is great for all kinds of recipes. It just keeps me from having to chop. I'll put some of that in the chili. I got some 4-state cheddar from Sargento to top my chili with, and for the wraps, and for the burrito bowls. You guys are getting the hint here. Some thin sliced sharp cheddar, that's for the breakfast sandwiches. Saltine crackers, because I don't care how much weight you gotta lose, you can't have chili without crackers. I got some half and half and some zero sugar coffee mate for my coffee. Some Fage Greek yogurt. I wondered why this was so much cheaper than the rest of them. This seems to be a smaller container. Yeah, this is 16 ounces, which is fine. Honestly, these seem like they go bad so fast once they're open. So having a little bit smaller of one, I'm really the only one that's going to eat that. So it'll be just fine. And then, last but not least, everything tastes better with peanut butter. Alright friends, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for being here today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you've been up to lately. And I will see you guys real soon with another video. Bye!